Austin, Texas, you're listening to the Home Team with Troy and Wyatt, where we bring sports and money for your education and entertainment. If you have any questions about anything we say today, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com, or you can give me a call at 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment is brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes by financing
your
American Dream. And the American Dream is coming back to life.
It is, and people don't see it that way, right? This craziness we just got through, right? And because it was crazy because we went through a lot, right? A lot of people lost jobs, over the last 3 years. We had COVID, lots of craziness went on, right? And because of that, the government had to kind of jumpstart the economy a little bit, and housing market. So we had low interest rates for a long time, right? And those were government backed, right? And now they're not.
Well, I like the way you said that. Government backed.
Government backed.
Yes, governor.
Governor. And so, those times happened because we were going through rough times. And a lot more people suffer just to get us that lower interest rate. And really, we don't want to come down to that level more. We want that, that high peak and low peak. We kind of want that steady peak where life is comfortable. And you can kind of, what next year's going to look like, and it looks like we're getting back to that type of life.
I do feel that everything that's going on, we've now had 3 months in a row to where the year-over-year closed units was higher than the year before. So that does appear to be that the bottom was found.
The November numbers came out, right?
The November numbers come out. There was 2,065 closings, which was just under 1% higher than last year. So, but that's 3 months in a row. We did not go
down.
We did not. Yes, and so that appears to be a solid bottom, right? So that
average days are only 18 days now. Yeah, that's just not bad.
Yeah. And the median sales price is at $424,000, which is 8% lower.
Which makes sense from last year.
Yes, and again, it's also, a lot of people are like they think that's appreciation. It's not. Because it's more homes are selling below 424,000, than above. That's what drew it down. It's that there's more homes available. There are homes now that are available. People are selling their $350,000 houses where they weren't 6 months ago. And that's kind of what's driving down the median sales price. As far as for new listings, we're at like 2,600. That's up 11%. So we're active listings 9,300, but you got to think of those acting, 2,065 of them are pending. So there's only 7,300 homes on the market that are actually available. Of those 7,300, like 3,000 of those are to be built that aren't ready for another 11 months. So really, there's only about 4,000 actual active homes, and if you do that, that's a 2-month average or a 2-month supply, right? And that's why it feels like we're the housing market's crunched in Austin, is because the supply is so low.
And the big number here is there's only 0.7 months of inventory, and people don't realize that we're still in a housing crisis.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So even now, we're seeing more action, right? It's not the action that we are. If the interest rates come down just a little bit more, it's going to be crazy. Right?
Absolutely. I'm about to promote something that the Council of Austin, the City Council of Austin did, and deep down in my heart, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's done, right?
Right.
So, so they have decided that one of the things they can do to help with the affordable housing issue is to allow more dense neighborhoods, right? And what I mean by more dense is more people or more homes per square foot.
So smaller.
Yes. Well,
footprints. Smaller yards. More cottage type scenarios.
Yes.
And then of course probably opening up the factor of getting your 4-plex and 2-plexes back on to the market.
Right. And so what's kind of happened is that Austin's older community has big lots, right? Big quarter, half-acre lots. Well, now the ones are like an 1/8 acre, right? So what they were saying is that even with the HOA, they're circumventing or overruling, I guess, the HOA. And so now, if you have a lot, whereas the city council voted 9-2, as of last week was a certain size, you could only have one home on it. Now you can have up to 3. exact measurements and all that. I'm waiting for all that to come out, so I don't want to put the numbers out exactly until it's all, because there's still a little bit more to go. So you can have up to 3, and the city can't stop you. And the HOAs can't stop.
Well, they can stop you. You have to go through planning, right? You can't just build without.
Right, but I'm just saying but I'm just saying the city can't say you can't have another unit on this home. So there is a huge benefit to this for certain people, right? Because for one, if you've lived in your house for more than 3 years, you got a poo-poo ton. That's a lot, a poo-poo ton, right? Say it French, poo-poo. Say it French.
Never heard that. Okay.
That's a big ton, right?
Sounds like a bad word to me.
Of equity, right? Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of equity in your home. Equity is unrealized financial assistance.
Sure.
Plain and simple. Equity means
there's money in your bank.
There's not money in the bank. Money in the bank's earning something. Money in your house ain't earning you nothing.
Right.
Right. So you can take out a cash out or a home equity line of credit or something like that. Mm-hmm. Purchase something is like we're talking like a tiny home, and put that in your backyard now, and you can then rent that out. Right.
Or if you get in trouble with your wife a lot, you'll have another house to go to.
Yeah.
So you might think about that.
Yeah, depends on which percentage you're in. Yes. Yes. But yeah. So you can build another unit. You can buy a tiny home. All you have to do at that point is just run water and septic and electric.
That also what that does is for people out there who need to get a home equity loan, to build one addition, you can now have a bigger footprint within your yard.
Yes.
So it's
depending on the size of your yard, you can put 2 tiny homes back there and rent them both out. Right. Or
so it's
family.
Impervious coverage is what they're changing a little bit, right? So impervious coverage is how much concrete and or your footprint of your home on a percentage of your land, right?
Correct.
And they've extended that. So whether you want to put a tiny home or make your house bigger, that's something that you can help them with.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We will the cash out. I am not doing any of the construction.
Well, no? No, you're not handy?
No.
Design?
I did a flip once, and I had to have like a whole bunch of contractors come in behind me and fix everything I did. It was a waste.
It's tough. Waste. It's tougher than they do on TV. They do it a whole house remodel with 4 commercial breaks. It doesn't work that way.
Well, but if you also notice, they do have like 37 contractors,
right?
Doing that. So I was just me, and it was a waste. So it's terrible.
I actually was on the Extreme Homemaker over. I did the cabinets in one of the houses over. Yeah.
Yeah, don't have me do it.
Never do it again.
I mean, the demo part with the sledgehammer and walls.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, right. Yeah. Call Troy for that. But.
So this is just in the infancy stages right now.
Right.
But what we're working on now is we are actually going to be researching tiny homes builders in the area so that we can, I don't want to say partner up, but so that we can, help you do a lot of the work, kind of break them down. Hey, this is why this one's a better one. This is why this one. So we're going to do some work on that, and then you can just come, and then we're going to work on getting some contractors together.
Okay.
So that you have a list of contractors that will do the electricity, the water, the sewer, things like that for you.
Instead of Angie's list, it'll be Troy's list.
Right. Okay. Well, it's going to be, people that we've researched, because, and the reason why I think this is important is that I've had to do a lot of odd jobs over the last few years, and it hasn't gone well because of a lot of things. I mean, just a lot.
Well, it's always harder than you think. GCs earn their money. They know these subs. They know the process. They know permitting. They know the time frame of it. If you don't get all those things down, it costs you more money.
Right.
And you have to have the know-how.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But but for a lot of contractors aren't reputable. They show up, they get some money, and then they don't show back up, or they do a little bit of work, And
you don't know how to do due diligence to find that out.
Exactly.
Or you don't know enough to follow them behind after they get done and say this is not done correctly.
Right, and little things like making sure their insurance and things like that is up to date, bonds, all that sort of stuff. We're gonna
lien releases, and
we're gonna work on all that sort of stuff for you, so that when we put somebody, say, hey, this is a solid person that you can help with your tiny home installation on your back, or you just build a home. You don't have, tiny homes to me seems easy, but you can actually construct, do your own slab, all that sort of stuff. This person will do the right job, will take care of you. That's what we're going to do that work for you.
Just to be clear, you're going to go do the demo.
I could. I mean, there's demo involved. I'm involved. Yeah.
So you might see Troy come with a sledgehammer, but that's about it.
Yeah, but if there's a big tree that needs to be cut over, just be careful. If it's too close to your house, that is not my fault.
That's not your thing?
It's not my fault.
No, that takes talent. Yeah. That does take talent.
I mean,
I've had some close calls doing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've had where, like, I probably should have called a professional.
Yeah. Oh, I chainsaws and me, we have lots of fun.
Hey, I'm going to do it anyway, but yeah.
And so, but with that, like I said, back to kind of the reason why we're here, is that, this is an opportunity for people to purchase or to create some sort of residual income. Like I said, you can do it for rental income, but there's other things too.
Right.
With the cost of living right now, you can have family. As your family, kids can't stay in the house. Once they got to grow up, they got to move out. But you can move out in the backyard.
They call that extra addition the mother-in-law house, right?
Yeah.
For a reason.
I mean, yeah.
For a reason.
Yeah, and so there's lots of things that to do this, and now you can. So there are, and in my opinion, there are some negatives to this, but that's
it has to be the right person, the right idea. Yeah. You have to have an entrepreneurial type spirit and the ability and need and want to make some more money, but the opportunity's there. So again, it doesn't have to be just a tiny home; it can be an addition. So you can help them with both.
Yeah, and just remember that this is important because it happens to us a lot, especially in Austin. That when you do these things, they have to be permitted correctly. So getting the right people to help you is way more important than anything you've ever done when it comes to something like this.
But it is a good time to buy a house as well, so they should call you about that. We can talk more about that next segment as well.
Oh, the house purchases right now is going crazy, so I hope you're getting in line.
Stay tuned. We'll talk more about it.
Absolutely, because here in just a little bit, was it Katie barred the door? Hey, y'all, you've been listening to the Home Team with Troy and Wyatt. We hope you've enjoyed what you've heard so far. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com or give me a call at 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment is brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes by financing
your
American dream. And we will see you all in just a minute.